Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and if you want to continue seeing more. Anyway, today is Saturday and we have our regular 6 stories for you ladies and gentlemen, as we do a little bit of a catch up on rugby league matters from the week. And we start with Salford Red Devils, as they have lost one of their most decorated Super League players yet again, as it looks like a season of ups and downs is going to continue for the former England man. The club have confirmed the England international is away from the club due to illness, an unspecified illness at this point. But head coach Paul Rowley confirmed that the former Wigan Warriors and Gold Coast Titans back would be unavailable for an indefinite spell. And what is another setback before the start of the season? It leaves the Red Devils facing a fullback issue ahead of the season. Sargison appeared as the obvious pick to replace Ryan Briley, last year's number 1, who's likely to miss the start of the season with a knee problem sustained in the World Cup. With Morgan Escaray also leaving, Salford have limited options ahead of their Super League opener with Lee Leopards. They are just 2 of 5 injuries within the Salford squad at the present. We're leaving Salford with 23 fit players 4 weeks before their opening game of the Super League 2023 season. Dan Sargison is off with sickness at the minute, and we're not sure on him at the minute. It's an indefinite non-return limit there. Head coach Paul Rowley spoke to the media about this. He carried on speaking about the rest of the injuries. We've got Ryan Lannon, who is recovering from a head injury, who will be at the very best round 5 of Super League. That would be optimistic outlook for him. Danny Addy is mid-season with Achilles tendon. He's mid-season, should I say. Then we've got our existing injuries from the World Cup, which our Callum Watkins and Ryan Briley, which people already knew about. The 3 long-termers, if we include Sarge in that, it will take our squad to 25 with the 2 others, which means we have 23 to pick from at the minute. Sargison has been playing for Salford since 2020, so you would have thought that he's got many a number of games underneath his belt, but constant injuries and have hampered the situation for him, and it looks like that he's not made more than 20 appearances for Salford in the 2 years prior. Friday night saw a chance for Featherstone to face another Super League side in their preparations for the Championship season and their assault on the attempt to get promoted to Super League. Plus, it served as a double header as Craig Halls was given a testimonial match at the Millennium Stadium on Post Office Road. The Championship club continued their pre-season with much aplomb, as it was a resounding 20-0 victory for Featherstone and Sean Long in this second pre-season game. It was 12-0 as of half-time, as Craig Kopchak and Gaz Gale scored the 2 tries, with Chris Hankinson impressing on his as a new signing for Featherstone, kicking 2 goals in the first half. In the second half, Luke Briscoe double as well as a Hankinson try saw Featherstone extend their lead, with 2 goals from 3 converted from the man of the moment, Craig Hall, in what was a thoroughly enjoyable outcome for the Featherstone masses at the stadium. However, for the Hull KR side, Willie Peters Robbins never got going in the freezing condition and paid the price to give Peters a losing start to his tenure. We knew they'd be strong, but I'm disappointed with some of the individual performances, said the Robbins head coach, who revealed Jez Litton and Matty Staunton picked up minor injuries in the defeat. We graduated a few young kids, but I expect a better performance in the first half from what we've done in training. They beat us in every area tonight. There's not one area that we were better than them in. The beauty is, it's the first friendly. We've got a lot of work to do though. Jimmy Kindhouse and Dean Hadley were the only over 30s in action for Hull KR after Peters opted to wrap up the bulk of his senior men in cotton wool. He warned some of his potential starters that the race to be selected for next month's Super League opener against Wigan Warriors is wide open. We're going to bring some quality and experience back in the team, which definitely helps, said Peters. Some individuals let themselves down tonight, which would have been in that first team. It's opened up some positions, so there's going to be some competition there now. Despite all the smiles and laughter at Catalans Dragons, they have had a very difficult off-season with much of their squad absent for long periods on account of the World Cup, an inability to arrange friendlies, and also injury crisis, which has now worsened. The injury issues got to the point where French side had to call up 5 of their reserve team to train with the Super League squad, and news today has confirmed that it will be the case for a long while longer. Fouad Yaha was one of 3 huge injury problems, and he was the only one that had not undergone surgery, but it's been determined now that he will require an operation and therefore will miss around 5 months. The 2 other injured players were England stars Sam Tompkins and Mike McMeekin, who went under the knife for knee and arm issues, something the club wanted to avoid with their all-time try-scoring winger. An MRI on Tuesday for his dislocated shoulder has revealed that he needs surgery and therefore could miss between 4 to 5 months, per the L'Independent in France, the major French newspaper for rugby league. The French publication are reporting that he will have an operation at the end of the month, and the recovery time could see him return at the midpoint of the season, depending on rehab times. L'Independent explained on Tuesday, January the 3rd, Fouad Yaha was hit in the shoulder during a tackle in the middle of the session. The 26-year-old player's top scorer in club history, 100 tries, including 89 in Super League and 11 in the Cup, will have to undergo surgery in Montpellier on Monday the 30th of January. A stopping operation, also with a damaged tendon, which requires the greatest precaution. Fouad Yaha should only resume competition in June, depending on his reathletics. 4 or 5 months without competition, depending on the case. This was a direct translation from the website, so obviously it's rehabilitation instead of reathletics. Anyway, the winger of the French Rugby League 13s will therefore miss the first half of the season. What is a blow for Yaha is a positive for Catalans, as their pre-season signing Tom Johnson will stifle the blow a little bit, as he's another try-scoring machine for the club, and will brook that 20-try void that they had on the flank. Seen here, standing with Lee Gilmore, James Graham and Leon Price, Nick Pozzard has had a rugby league career to remember and played with some of the greats of the game. He's also played with most of the clubs in Super League, with the likes of Leeds Rhinos, Warrington Wolves, St Helens twice being on the list of clubs that he played for and had success with. The Wakefield-born prop forward was part of the Leeds Rhinos squad between 1993 and 1997, playing 46 games before moving to Huddersfield and then on to Warrington Wolves before a move to St Helens in 2003 saw him pick up the Super League trophy in 2006 and the World Club Challenge in 2007. This was followed up with a stint at Hull KR, the return to St Helens for 1 year, a year at Castleford Tigers, and in 2012, while being with Dewsbury Rams in the Championship, he retired. While still being in the age of not being in the protected cocoon that rugby league is in today, when concussions have been in the forefront of the sport in recent seasons, with referees and the government bodies attempting to crack down on foul play and high tackles. This, though, came a little bit too late for Fossard, as he has been open with the after effects of playing rugby league. Fossard, who played more than 300 games for the clubs that we mentioned, went for a brain scan over the last weekend and revealed the results on social media, much to the shock of his followers. The 45-year-old 6'3" Wakefield-born player said on his Twitter account, "I hate cryptic texts like the one I posted earlier. Brain scan results back. My scan results are the worst the brain specialist have seen." Not surprising, having played rugby league front row professionally against men from aged 14 to 34. But I'm okay. Crazy emoji, sad emoji, love emoji, giggles emoji with tears. The messages came pouring in after this announcement, with the likes of former Saints teammate Vinnie Anderson. "Sorry to hear about your scan results, Foz. Hope you're okay, brother." And the results of that, seen the positivity of hearing from his old friends coming through. See it in the messages. "Vincent, great to hear from you, my friend. Didn't we have some fun at Saints?" Ryan Atkins was also one to reach out to Fossard, as well as Rugby League MMD promoter Tanya Arnold. "Sorry to hear that, Nick. Hope you're okay, fella." Fossard appreciating Tanya Arnold's work as well. It is said that Fossard still retains that incredible sense of humour that made him one of the biggest characters in rugby league. He's determined to make the most of his life, despite the prognosis that he got. In a previous episode, we reported on that Steve Ganson was stood down by the RFL, subject to an internal review over an unspecified manner. The former Super League official, who oversaw the likes of the 2004 and 2009 Grand Finals, has acted as the head of the match officials at the RFL, dealing with the likes of Catalans Dragons owners Bernard Gauch's famous comment over the 2021 Grand Final pertaining to Liam Moore's performance as St Helens defeated Dragons. Now, though, his future is up in the air, and the news has prompted another former official, another with Grand Final experience, Richard Silverwood, who has come out and laid bare his criticism of Ganson in his role, saying the comments that have been put about running the department for referees has been run by fear. On his social media platform, he mentioned the amount of outstanding officials that have left due to Ganson is unreal. You cannot lose experience just like that. Look at what you have properly. Not a big queue wanting to be officials. The sport needs top experienced officials to thrive. Before this, he said, "Only 8 years too late," he said of the news. "This bloke has made many officials walk away from something they love. A department run by fear, whilst a referee he was the king of banter and mischief. Then, when boss, he would have people suspended for things he did himself." No word has come yet of what has happened during the review, but this is a cloud before even Super League season starts. And finally, it was one of the saddest stories of 2022 with it when it was announced that Frank the Tank Pritchard had been placed in an induced coma following complications to the COVID-19 virus. Pritchard, who made a name for himself in the NRL and Super League with barnstorming runs and heavy hits in defence, was nursed back to health over a steady period of time before being appointed to the Samoa coaching staff for the World Cup. The 39-year-old documented his recovery via social media, with Pritchard being given considerable support throughout the whole period. Of course, the comment went as well as it could have been expected, with a semi-final spot for the other international nation that Pritchard played for, New Zealand, reaching the semi-finals, and Samoa reaching the final. But now the 39-year-old has been given the coaching role at St George Illawarra's Harold Matthews side. That is players that are under the age of 16 for the prestigious Sydney club. The Harold Matthews Cup has been run since 1970, so it is a prestigious coaching opportunity for Frank the Tank. During his playing career though, Pritchard played for the Kiwis and won 27 caps between 2015 and 2013, and later played for Samoa 8 times. His blockbusting career began at the Penrith Panthers, registering over 100 appearances for the Blue Mountain side before leaving for Canterbury Bulldogs in 2011. At Belmore, Pritchard made over 104 appearances until a move to Hull FC in Super League beckoned. He spent just a year at the MKM Stadium, but played 26 times during that period and helped the Black and Whites win that Challenge Cup. Moving home, Pritchard signed for Parramatta Eels, but played just 8 times before retiring at the end of the 2017 season. Now goes to St George Illawarra to help the new younger players hopefully progress towards the NRL greatness. And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking on that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your way. Tell me what your thoughts are on today's episode in the comment section below. 6 Story Saturday continues for you, ladies and gentlemen. Please remember to be respectful in the comments, but comment whatever you like. Whether it's about the stories, whether it's other stories that I haven't covered yet, if it's about how to grow this channel, as I love every single bit of feedback that you guys do. Thank you so much again for your continuous contributions. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to share this video worldwide. I'll end the episode as I always do by wishing you all the very best. So please stay safe, and I'll see you in the next episode.